Hello and welcome back everyone to the first stream of 2026. Um, it's been a while. Did I forget that this existed? No. But was I really busy? Yes. I'm hoping things go a little better this year and I can maybe stream some more than I did last year because I always enjoy doing this. I always have. I'm also gonna hope that my Wi-Fi persists. That's why I was having trouble at the beginning there, because it keeps dropping dramatically, and it's even stopped the stream before. So we're gonna hope and pray on that one. Let me move you in here a little closer. Yeah, so I'm rendering this piece that I've been working on. Hello, pub. Welcome, big. You are not. You are not late. The stream has been going for like 5 minutes. Obligatory question of can you hear the music in the background? Because I couldn't get it to play. But that could be a my end thing. And it says on OBS that there is background audio. So. Also trying a new rendering technique where I just kind of lay down the colors and then I go back through and render it sort of like and lay them down kind of very dominantly, I guess I can't think of the right word for it. So it's more of the colors blocked in and then I smooth it out rather than what I usually do where I go in with my rendering brush and I do sort of a similar song and dance. But I just move up the chain on colors instead of putting them all down at once. Extremely bad at explaining anything I'm doing. Why Lamau? The stream lag's probably crazy. New art video coming out soon. How to lay down the color submissively. Hi, Geek! Look at me! It's just too big. Because I also suffer from what a lot of artists suffer from, where I blend my rendering till there's no rendering left because I'm scared to commit to like hard colors. A lot of people do it with like their like cell shading. They do some cell shading and then they blend it. It doesn't exist. But I do that with my rendering, and hopefully this will prevent that from happening, laying down the colors like this, and then blending it out like this. I don't know, there's too much shine on the chest. I'm trying to muddy that out a little bit. Doing the exact thing I just said I wouldn't do. But I do think it's a little bit much. I'm working on a scale of 5 colors, choose 5 colors, and then I use all 5 to do some rendering with my middle color being this character's actual skin color. Um, and I think it's working out pretty well. I haven't rendered a piece. Oh my god, I haven't rendered a piece since Art Fight. So, yeah, it's been a little bit. Because I made that small comic panel thing, which was only like my comic rendering, which isn't a full render. And then I was learning how to animate on CSP, which is also something I have now learned how to do. Is there a buzzing? If there's a buzzing, I don't know. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I have no clue what that is. I have tried to fix it. I was trying to fix it earlier, and I can't. It could straight up just be my microphone. I will have to fix that some other time and look into that, but I don't think it's an issue I can fix right now. Only when I talk. I say as I don't stop talking. Yeah, it's all the way plugged in. Like, it's always like that, honestly. I have no clue what's wrong with it. I've done multiple different videos trying to, like, oh, professional, pro, freaking YouTuber streamer settings to put on your mic on OBS. And I do that, and then it still sounds like garbage. And the buzzing is still there. I really don't know what that is, and I'm really sorry about it, but I will keep trying to fix it. I'm very professional here. Sadly, this is one of the more boring parts of rendering where I'm just kind of blending everything out. Oh, frozen. Okay, there we go. There. Gonna have to go through and color some of this line art and also erase some of it because I don't like how pronounced some of these lines are. Liner layer. Yeah, okay. And just color pick from here. Same thing. I'm gonna have to go back through and like color under this. Oh, I forgot to do that before. No, I do think I did that. I just didn't do it well enough, apparently. Sometimes it's hard to tell with the black liner what's actually not filled in. And then when you put a lighter color over it, it really brings that out. There. Maybe. I might blend that out more later, but I'll see what it looks like once I add in the hair color and everything. Because sometimes things just look a little weird until you render everything, but sometimes they need to be changed. So we will start here and move from there. Make my 5 tones for his hair. This is the middle color. Move up once. Move up twice. And I'm going to pick a severely lighter color here. Just because this character kind of has like a weird hair pattern that involves a few different hair streak colors. But I'll try to incorporate them as the render colors as well. Just so, oh, sometimes CSP freezes on me, and I'm like, okay, we're crashing. Okay, so we're gonna start out with darkest to lightest. So I'm gonna start first by putting on my awful lock. I need a significant. Actually, I'm gonna start with this hair because this is a lot bigger, so I can. Actually, where's my change pins? G pin. Use the default pin that comes with CSP because I like it. I think for the line art I do serves its purpose. I'm glad the buzzing seems to be gone because that is a little frustrating because I have been trying to fix that. Might have to watch like a different video on how to get my mic to sound good. But also the room I'm in is just very echoey, so I can only do so much. Here, something I'm horrible at rendering. But we'll see how this goes with the new way I'm trying to do it. This light source is coming from head on here. Light source is like in the middle. This light source is supposed to be coming in from like this angle. I don't know if you can see my cursor. But I'm trying to pick an angle that the light hits just to help me with rendering and cell shading, just to kind of give the detail I'm adding direction, not just randomness. see how this works, I may end up hating it, especially with this character's particular hair pattern, because the hair pattern itself is blocky. He has lots of blocks of color in his pattern. Hold on. If I zoom in on my reference, which it's not letting me do, let me zoom in! You can see over here how this character, has this sort of like multiple kind of streaks of different colors. And how I usually achieve this is I start off with like black and then I draw over that all these colors and then I lightly blend them out, which I may end up doing, but we're gonna try it this way at least to render it, and then I'll go back through and add detail later. Or I just don't render it, I just don't blend it that much. That's another option for me at this point. You can probably hear that, I'm sorry. Fantastic news though, I can finally animate using CSP, so animation will be coming. My goal is to make a project I actually like. Christmas animation didn't turn out how I wanted it to. I rushed it a lot. Jack, our Lord and Savior, helped me get that out in time for Christmas. Like, Jack colored all that. Thank you, Jack. Everyone, pat Jack on the head. Ooh, he does bite though. So my goal is to make something I genuinely like. And part of that is that I had like a deadline of Christmas, so that was a little stressful. How do I usually do the ears? I still have to put down all this color for even the ears, even though I usually wouldn't do this because he has that streak. So maybe this wasn't the best place, best character to try this strategy out on. But he needed some updated quote-unquote references, specifically this form over here, his like wolf beast form, whatever. I needed to draw. This isn't exactly how I want it to look. I'll draw some other photos of it because these are heavily referenced because I was trying to get the form down because I don't usually draw. I do draw anthropomorphic creatures because I take commissions, but beyond that, I usually don't. And my vision for my series is a little different than, you know, the furry commissions I take. Anyway, train of thought, 12 going on all at the same time. I want to make an animation I like, and if it doesn't have a time limit, then I can just kind of make whatever I want. And yeah, I would like to test out keyframing on CSP. That's something I haven't done yet that I would love to do and will probably crash out over. My only worry is that animating in CSP, of course, takes a lot more power on my computer than just drawing does. Because of all the layers at play, it's usually not an issue for my computer to run it normally, but when I am streaming, it puts a bit of a strain on my computer. Hence, any buffering you may be getting is probably on my end. Because it really just does depend if my Wi-Fi is going to behave or not. Sometimes I've planned to stream and then it absolutely refuses to get above 0k bps and my stream crashes and I can't start it. So we will see how that goes specifically. Because I used to animate on Flip-A-Clip, and I found a way to actually stream that. And then I started animating on CSP, so Flip-A-Clip started to get on my nerves. As much as like a safety net Flip-A-Clip was and how familiar it was, a lot of the features started to get on my nerves, especially because then you started having to pay subscription. Thankfully, I'm one of the people who originally bought the full version way back when, so I still had a lot of those features without having to pay for the subscription, but any new features added didn't get added to my premium. It would just get put behind that paywall again. So I could have like infinite layers and stuff, but you know, there's always a big risk of crashing with that as well. especially because I was animating on a phone, not like a tablet or something. Oh no. Did you, do you have toolbox? Oh, didn't you just build a shelf? Can't you, take the Allen wrench from that, maybe? Okay, I think, technically, I guess I should do this for all these layers, but that includes doing all 3 of these wolves. I guess we'll do that. Oh, I didn't know you could still buy the full version of Flip a Clip. But it still does kind of suck. Oh. I like how the most recent drawing I have of this character is this one right here, and he's also wagging his tail. He's just a silly guy. I love Boone. Okay, my pen stopped drawing. Oh no. Please go away. There we go. There. The stream today has been very liable. For some reason, people join in troves and then they unjoin, and every time they join in troves, I get really nervous and I quiet down, and I think that's why they leave, but honestly, it's probably good for my heart. I'm like, what do you mean there's 6 of you here? Especially because my stream audience isn't usually my normal audience. When I used to stream way back when my community was really kind of active and we were all little, we were all children on the internet making animation memes, I would get a decent turnout, but I would know all the people there. Now, the beast is a little different. The nature of the beast is a lot different than what I'm used to. So tons of people will join, and it's like stream people on YouTube, not necessarily like art people. So my my fight or flight activates, like I'm being hunted for sport. Um, we'll see how this goes, because I've never done the full pattern before. I know I want to make the hands like this black. I think Flip-a-Clip animations definitely had their charm, but I do feel like it's natural to migrate from that app. The Sans fangirls. Oh, that's what's there. These are paw pads. I'm gonna have to make those a different color. I'm coloring these all in because I want to make his feet. I don't know if I'm gonna make his feet the same gradient. I might make his feet the same gradient. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change these paw pad colors. They're like the exact same color as this. We'll see how it looks once I'm done rendering, and then we'll come to a conclusion on that. I feel like the nostalgia film for the animation meme community is really big, but as someone who has a more critical eye on it, people are like, I miss the animation meme community when trends wouldn't end in 2 days or like 3 days like they do on like, Instagram and TikTok. But as someone who lived through the trends of the animation meme community, you had max a week. Most of the time 4 or 5 days to get something out in the height of the community before a meme completely died. So it was the same kind of thing. It's just reformatted into Instagram Reels and TikToks, and they're no longer animation memes, they're like little trends. So the same thing is happening. It's just on different platforms that are more conducive to short form content, such as like short animations, which is very entry level for like kids and people just trying to dip their toes in the water, or maybe don't have characters and just like to draw. So yeah, I was one of those animation memers who streamed with random app. But yeah, I got more philosophical with it because I have been thinking about that because a lot of people have like this nostalgia lens of the animation meme community, maybe because they were children and they weren't posting during that time period, but there was still a really short window to turn out content, and I remember it, which is why I quickly gave up and just started making AMV content, or I would use an animation meme audio and just call it an AMV slash animation meme, put that in the title for the views, but in reality it was nothing related to the original. Glad you found your Allen key. But yeah, also like straight up, the animation meme community was like kind of not that great of a place. People were extremely, aggressive towards the community especially after the certain Dramageddon with like half the community went down, and then like the rant channels got a hold on the community, and then they just started bullying children because after Dramageddon was over, I mean, they had to do something, so they started bullying like 12-year-olds on the internet as full-grown adults with like almost fully developed brains. Yeah. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. I don't regret partaking, but I mean, it wasn't everything everyone dreams it was. Sorry I got silent. I had like another one of those things where it upticks in people in the stream, and I like internally freak out a little bit. And I'm like, fight or flight, and I just sort of freeze. Like, if I'm quiet, nothing will go wrong. It'll go away. Hello! Welcome to the stream. I'm in the middle of rendering this piece. I'm currently putting down my block colors so I can go across my values, and then I will blend them out. This is currently the process, except I'm doing the hair color, which means I also have to render all three of these wolves and according to the fur pattern, which is going to take a little bit. So yeah, I'm on the first wolf of three. But yeah, that's why it looks a little messy right now, because I'm on the first value color. And also it will be blended at a certain point. I know, I wish I would have made this canvas bigger. Just because some of the details are getting lost, but I've been trying to get out of my habit of making my canvas humongous. I love a humongous canvas. But like, when you're posting things and trying to upload things, it doesn't really like the fact I use large canvases, so I need to chill out on that. That should be good for now. I feel like I should add more, because I'm so worried about it like looking good, but right now it's not even really supposed to look good, because I need to put down a lot of dark, so when... Yeah, Jack, we're opposites. You're like, give me 4x4 canvas. I'm like, give me 10,000 by 15,000. I just like the ability to do stuff like this where I make like 5 drawings in one piece, and technically I could isolate any one of the drawings and it would still be a fully detailed piece on its own. I think I'm gonna make the light come from here for all the wolf references. So let me mark that real quick. Briefly, kind of get all this in here. So I know where my light source is coming from. Probably should have made the light source the same for the entire piece, but whatever. It's probably good I'm doing this anyways. Okay. Cool. Yeah, these wolf forms are definitely not beefy enough. Or monstrous enough. But it's a good start. Actually, I can take that reference away right now. I don't really need it. I remember what my character looks like. I really just needed it for the colors. I will be keeping all these little palettes I'm using, and I'm going to combine them on here, and I'm going to circle the ones that are the main colors. So I actually have an official color palette for this character. I need to start doing that because I need official color palettes because I just kind of color select every time. That sounds terrifying. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want them to have to suffer through me awkwardly talking about me drawing big, beefy men. That's good. At least, yeah, that's good. I am glad that that's the vibe it's giving. Blood Bowl is a decent vibe for it to give. He doesn't look as big as he will look. He's supposed to be like 2 times his normal size, which, Boone, I have done this before. I do not give number heights to my characters because giving your characters ages, using years, using heights, will always be a mess when people are like, wait, didn't you say that? And then they're like trying to piece things together. So usually if I mention age, I mention an age range just to give people an idea. Or like with height, I've never done it. I just make my characters whatever height they would be compared to other characters. And for fun, one time they have like height simulators where you can just go in and put in a bunch of heights. And Boone would have to be like 6'11". Granted, it's a world of a bunch of supernatural sort of beings, so like his height, he is really big, like comparably, but also it's not strange for someone of his species to be as large as he is. And yes, you may invite one if you would like. I just don't know how your friends feel about giant beefy men. Also, my lackluster commentary. There. Sadly, this is one of the ugly colors. Once I start adding in a second color, it'll look a lot better, but right now, we're just going in strong, because once I start layering the light colors on top, it's a lot harder to put these darker values down. So if you overdo the darker values right now, there's a good chance you won't have to go back and fix it, because you can always put lighter on top of darker, but it's hard to put dark down after you do lighter, which is a classic painting thing. But also it comes when I'm doing this rendering, because it just makes it more inconvenient, even though it's digital art, so it's easy to fix. But I think it's still a good rule of thumb to follow. I talk as if I know anything professionally. This is just my experience, and I am in no way trained a professional at all. I have never taken an art class in my entire life, except for like when you did that thing in elementary school where they'd make you go take art and you do like weird guided craft. I am simply a little guy on the internet who has been drawing for a hot minute. Yeah, I just figured like a high school art class would have been really fun to do, especially because I would have had a lot more creative freedom. And also, my art teacher at the school I went to, she had the issue that a lot of like teachers in music and art have, where they get a bunch of jocks trying to pad their grade. So she was super excited that I was going to possibly be in her art class, and then I was like, going to college for STEM, have to take honors and dual credit STEM classes. I am so sorry. I love science, but my god, that poor teacher, she wanted me so bad in that class.